This might be one of the very last coastal developments that we see in Orange County for some very long time, mostly because there's not any land left. And this is going to be the Magnolia Coast project that is going on in Huntington Beach, right on PCH and Magnolia. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go through this. We are very early in the stages, but we can give you a very good idea of what they're looking to build and how this is going to affect coastal Orange County and the housing market. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Christian. I'm a team leader, owner of Onyx Homes. We're a real estate sales team that has helped over 770 people move all over Southern California just since 2020. Now, I make these videos and this channel all about Orange County just so that we can help you make your next move a little bit easier so you can make better decisions. So I'm going to give you the context of one, what's going on, but two, more importantly, how this is going to affect the housing market from somebody that absolutely knows what we're talking about in this area. Now, where are we at right now with the project? So one, it's in pre-construction. There was $70 million of financing that was secured earlier in 2025. And this is on a 29, almost a 30-acre parcel of land right on PCH and Magnolias. Now, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull up my website right here, and I'm just gonna go to the home search because I just wanna show you the map. I wanna show you where this is at in Huntington so you can see kind of the surrounding areas. Now, I apologize for the colors and everything. We're redoing our website right now, so there's a little funky on the screen. Might look different if you're on here. So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna zoom in on Huntington, and this is where it's at, right? So let me zoom out so you can see where we are. Here's Huntington. All right, so let's go ahead now and we'll zoom in on where exactly this is. So Huntington Beach is this whole area here, and this is Magnolia Street, and this is the plot of land. So this is what it looks like right now. You can see they're using it for storage for parking, right? Nothing major at all. And it's gonna be right next to this whole plant here as well too. So it's not this changing, it's this section right here. So here's the proposed plans of what it looks like after it is built out, right? So this is now a different angle, if you will, but this is what it looks like now, and this is what they're proposing to make this look like. So why is this important? Well, first of all, here's some stats on what they're actually building. So these will be homes that are listed for sale, and this is, let me zoom back out really quick on our website. You are on the water, I mean, you're not on the water, but you are so close to the ocean here. And you're gonna have this like barricade, if you will, to the wetlands that are technically to the south, right? So this section here. So you're very close to the ocean here. And as you can see, it's surrounding real estate. We're talking 2 to 5 million, 1.5 on the low side. And then you have some manufactured housing that I would not like consider as far as pricing goes. So these are gonna be expensive homes for sure. So anyway, here's what we're looking at is 200 single family detached and attached homes. So this is going to be coastal lifestyle, and if you're familiar with Huntington Beach, what they're likely to do, at least from the preliminary information we can find, these are going to be the 3-story, think of this, the sleek modern, but the vertical single family homes. So it's likely going to be 3 stories. Most of them are going to be roughly 3 bedrooms, and think like 1,800 to 2,000 square feet. So they're not going to be making waterfront mansions. They're going to be making a lot of like a lot of homes in a rather small amount of area. 30 acres sounds like a ton, but when it comes down to making 200 residential units plus all this other stuff we're going to talk about, these are the reason they make these is because they take up a low footprint. So like I said, 1,800 to 2,000-ish square feet. You'll see townhome condos as well too. That'll likely be 2 and 3 stories. This will be like 3 to 4 units probably per building, and these will be 2-3 bedrooms, 1,200 to 2,000 square feet on the big side of this as well too. These will likely be more luxury townhome condos, whereas the single family residents are also going to be luxury because they're new construction on the water, but they're not going to be like super luxury, I don't think, at least not from what I'm reading so far. Now, here's what we're also seeing. So if you've been following our series of this mixed use developments that are happening all over Orange County, this is going to be another one. So not only do we have housing, but we have affordable housing units. This is actually going to be a 51 unit apartment building. There's going to be reserved for low income rental qualifiers as well too. This has been a common trend across all of it. I'd imagine a huge part of it is just to get the approval to build something like this. The county or the cities are definitely throwing in some kickers for affordable housing, because I think it's obviously important anyway, but it's something that's much needed, especially on the coast. So we have houses for sale, townhome condos, single family, attached and detached. We have affordable housing in a 51 unit apartment complex. The next is a boutique hotel. This is really cool. I think it's a fantastic idea for the area because there's not really a whole lot of like great stuff that's like this. So a 215 key hotel, which is pretty good size. It's also marked as a 4-star boutique resort. So think very similar to what they're building down in Dana Point. We're not going to compete with Pelican or Montage. 4-star boutique is exactly what they're doing at Dana Point Harbor. I think that's interesting. 25% of the rooms are going to be lower cost that are meant for families, groups, and special events. Not really too sure what that means, especially for the special events. And what will low cost mean? Is that like stripped down rooms versus you're going to have some more luxury? That'll be interesting to see. Now, by the way, if you want to stay updated on this development and any of the others, we're making a ton of different content like this because you guys have loved it. So we're going to keep putting this out. If you're not following us on Instagram, TikTok, highly recommend it. But subscribe to this channel, like the video, and let's get back to it. So the next thing is open space and nature. Again, this is another common trend we were seeing with all of these, is there's going to be 3 acres. So that is 10%. It's actually more than 10% of the total space is going to be taken up for natural upland habitat, whatever upland habitat means. This is just going to be green space, open. It's not just going to be concrete jungle. Like a lot of Huntington honestly looks that way. So it's nice that they're keeping some greenery there. And this is not surprising at all. They're doing this as a natural buffer for the nearby wetlands. So if I go back to my screen here, they do a good job on their renderings of not showing what's over here. But this, let's see, I'm back. They have this upside down for whatever reason. So this building here is technically right here, right? So imagine this section here is going to be the like clubhouse-ish, the retail, the commercial space that is going to be separating the houses from the wetlands, which is what they call this here, which is kind of like, I don't say swampland, but that's kind of what it looks like. Certainly from the map it does. So that's the open space, and there's going to be 3 acres of it, so it's pretty significant, right? Which that brings us to the next thing, which is the retail and commercial space. So there's going to be 20,000 square feet total, or 19,000 square feet of retail space. So think walkable beach town. So this is where like you're going to be able to live in this community and not really have to leave for a lot of different stuff, which is really nice. Obviously, you're going to be leaving the neighborhood, but think cafes, restaurants, fitness studios, kind of lifestyle places, things like that. This will not just be for residents. From a convenience standpoint, this will be a nice segue for the South Huntington Beach area, right? Because you're not too far away from Newport at all right here. I think this will be a nice segue, and it'll probably pull some people from not wanting to be super crowded with Pacific City. This might have some like unique aspects. So for project timelines, let me pull up the website here and walk you through what we're expected to see. So here's the site plan. We're going to see 4 different phases. Q4 of 2024 is when we got the approval. Phase 2 is really has started. Phase 3 is going to be at the end of 2025, which is where they're going to start actual work. And phase 4, this will likely be done in 2028. So there's going to be several years till this actually comes out. But why is this important, right? Because this isn't happening for a handful of years. This is important because it's adding more real estate on the coast. I cannot emphasize this enough. If you look at the coastline of Orange County, there's nowhere left to build. I mean, almost absolutely nowhere other than the military base up here. There's not a whole lot going on down here where you still can build in Orange County. So on coastal, that's incredibly important. Number 2, affordable housing on coastal cities, non-existent. I mean, other than like the manufactured homes that we just saw that's in that area, yes, the cost of them are affordable, but there's also massive land leases as well too. And if you don't want to be in a manufactured home, there's not really any options there. So I think that's another big one as well too. And last but not least, this is just a big lift again. All of these mixed-use places are going to raise property values in the surrounding areas because they're going to drive more demand. Now this one I will say is more housing focused rather than mixed use like commercial, like the malls, for example, or the Dana Point Harbor revitalization. This is going to add more real estate. I think it's overall a very good thing. I'd be interested to see how they end up doing this. So that's all of my thoughts. If you're watching this, you're thinking, gosh, should I move to Huntington Beach? I made this other video that breaks down my thoughts of should you move to Huntington or not. So make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in this next one.